Okay guys, welcome back to Phatkat Collections, and today I want to do a video that was requested by one of my subscribers. And I like to do kind of fun videos like this here, even though I have many videos on my channel reviewing tons of different products, but mainly watches. I don't mind doing a video that's kind of a little redundant because it's kind of fun to check out a new video with just a different perspective. And this one again is a subscriber request, and this gentleman asked me if I would do a video displaying all my Grand Arsenal watches, or the Grand Octane, depending on where you bought it from. They call it, Grand Octane or Grand Arsenal. Those of you who know me, have been watching me for a while now, know that my favorite watch made by Invicta is and probably will always be the Grand Arsenal. It's one of the second watches I actually got when I first got a Venom watch, and maybe I got another different Invicta watch. But it was one of the earliest watches that I got from Invicta. It's one of the biggest watches that Invicta makes, and no matter how many of these watches I get, I'm never not just shocked at how awesome the watch is, which is why I own 7 of them. Now, I have the 7 that I own right here in this 8-slot die box. Now I have one other watch in there, which is my other favorite by Invicta, and again, if you guys have been watching me for a while, you'll know what that watch is when I show it to you. But still, as much as I like that watch, as big as that watch is, it's the biggest watch Invicta makes. Runner-up to that is the Grand Octane or Grand Arsenal, and it's a phenomenal watch. It's big, it's bold, the design is just awesome, and the watch just never ceases to get compliments or get noticed. And even if nobody ever knows, I love wearing the watch. And again, which is why I have it in so many colors. And I probably won't stop at 8. I definitely am not going to stop at 7. This thing needs to be filled with another Grand Arsenal. But I'll tell you, I kind of dropped the ball when they had a sale not that long ago, and now the watch is completely sold out. I can't find it anywhere. I should have picked it up, but I didn't. And, well, I'll tell you about that in a little bit. They make a lot of different color combinations in this watch, and they make them in mid-size, too, for you guys who don't really like a big watch. The options aren't as available, but, alright, enough of that. Let's check out the watches, okay? So here we go. We get the 8-slot die box by Invicta, which you guys know I've been very honest about this. The only way I keep my watches in this thing is if I'm, like, going to move one day or travel somewhere and I need to take them and have them protect. This is a great way to protect your watches. What I don't like about this, if you keep them in this and somebody breaks into your house, this is a really easy way to keep your watches protected as they walk out the door with it. So for you guys, I just want to touch base on that too. Check your homeowner's policy too for what's actually included for jewelry. I know a lot of watches are not going to be covered under standard homeowner's policies because they only cover you up to a certain amount. Now, for the average guy, like, we don't know any of those guys, right? For the average guy, having $2,500, let's say, or $5,000 worth of insurance on jewelry and watches is okay because they maybe own 2 watches. For Invicta lovers and watch fanatics like myself, man, some of you guys watch me and you guys got hundreds of Invictas. So, man, be smart. These are nice to display, and display boxes are great, but all my watches I keep locked up in a safe that you don't have to rip out the friggin' wall and push it out the side of the house to get the thing out. So, good to be protected like that, rather than, losing your... You'd hate to lose 60, 70 Invicta watches and have your insurance come back and be like, oh, well, we only covered $2,500. You'd be sick to your stomach. So these are nice, but I don't use these. But I'm only using it for today's presentation so you guys can see it in the 8-slot. So without further ado, let me crack the top on this. And I'm going to try to do this the best way I can here, because I am recording on an iPad. I know you guys hate it, but this is how we do it. Voila. There is my collection of Grand Arsenal watches. Now you see that big boy all the way to the bottom there. That is the the Sea Hunter, full-size Sea Hunter 3. Another one of my favorite watches by Invicta. I couldn't just leave that slot blank, so I had to throw it in there too. Okay, so let me just get another close-up here. And I'm going to pull out each one of these watches and show you individually, okay? And I'll give you the model numbers as well. Alright, so let me go ahead and put this down here. Let me start by what watch is going to be filling that slot right there. And I lost out on it. I'm hoping I can find it again. It was a full mirror polish Grand Arsenal, of course. which is very similar to the one I have in silver, but this thing was full mirror polish, and it had you can get it in either a red or purple abalone face, and I should have got it. It was on special, and I didn't, and I regret not getting it. Another one that I really like too is they actually make, they're discontinued, but they make a few of these Grand Arsenals, 3 different versions, 3 different colors that actually have black spinal diamond stones around the bezel. One guy I know, he picked up, I'll show you the blue and black one I got here, he picked up one of those with the spinal stones for what I picked this one up for, and it just sucks, I lost out on the deal. I will put a link to the description on this for these particular models. I will also eventually put a link on my website where you can see each one of these. I believe each one of these is on my website, but I'm in the process of trying to update that. I'm just really slow at doing it, so bear with me. But, okay, so let's start from the top. My very first Grand Arsenal that I got, if I can remember correctly, was, I believe, I'm kind of forgetting, but let me start with this one here. Pretty sure it's the first one I got. I wanted one of these so bad in a two-tone, and at the time, I didn't want to spend the money on this particular watch, and I went ahead and I picked up a Rose and two-tone Noma 3, and after having the Noma 3 for a couple weeks, I ended up dropping the hammer on this baby, and I picked up this one here. This one here, once again, your Grand Arsenal. These are all Grand Arsenals for the most part. I'm just going to tell you the color combination, okay? I'll tell you model number and color combination. Naturally, this is done in the black face. You have your black lug protectors on the top. You got your yellow bezel, yellow gold bezel, silver case, yellow pushers, and of course your yellow polished gold down the center. Most of your Grand Arsenals will have the mirror polishing on the links down the center of the actual watch, and then your brush finish on the rest of the watch. Okay, again, exhibition back on this one here. Model number in this one here is 15825. Again, that's 15825, stainless steel and yellow gold. And this watch here, you know how Invicta goes, they'll have I think they have like big production runs on certain models, and then the price just drops, right? And you can pick them up really cheap. The price fluctuation I've had on my Grand Arsenals is anywhere from $189 with a really great discount coupon code, all the way up to this one here, which I paid $400 for. This one here was like $100 less years later, but I didn't want to wait, and sometimes when you like something, you just got to get it. And sometimes if you don't get it, sometimes they don't always make the color you want, and the next thing you know, the price jumps up, to like $600. So you just got to decide for you what it's worth to buy it, or what the price is right, I guess. Let's go ahead and pop it on the wrist real quick here. And we're just going to kind of blow through these a little faster than I normally would. Again, I have a 7-inch wrist. I mean, just an awesome watch. And sometimes I forget that I have these color combinations. I come back and wear them, and I'm just like, man, they're beautiful. So naturally, after I got this one, I was like, you can't have a Grand Arsenal without having, you gotta have the silver version, right? So here's this one here. Again, this is done in all silver. You really can't go wrong with an all silver watch. Everybody likes silver watch. This one here, I got a few little scratches on the side, but you're going to get that in the mirror polishing. It's just something you're just going to have to live with, no matter how careful you are. I mean, these things are not meant to be put in a box and not worn. They're meant to be worn and enjoyed and admired. And I mean, don't feel bad if you. I used to be so fanatical about things that, of course, I want to take care of it, but enjoy it. Life's too short to not enjoy things. So again, all silver, silver face, mirror polishing down the middle of the band, a little bit of polishing around the face. This one here is model number 0336. And I believe they have it in a 0335 or a 7, which would have your black face. So there it is on the wrist. I mean, it just. And what I like about this one too is because it's all silver. Sometimes these like rubberized kind of lug protectors here, or like these little hex bolt on top. It's kind of a decorative thing. Sometimes they put weird colors on them, and like this one here, I really like because it's like a matte gray. It really blends well with the watch. And I'll show you what I mean on another one I have where I wish they would have did a little different. All right, so there's that one there, and then naturally after I got that one, you can't not go with, as you know, my favorite color combination. And if you guys have watched my videos in the past, you guys know my favorite color combination of any brand and model, whatever, you name it, and you don't find a lot of this color combination. You just don't. It's just probably not that popular. It's the combination of rose gold and yellow gold. It's my favorite I only have 2 watches in that color combination, a Grand Diver, which is hard to find now, and of course, this one here. Invicta doesn't make a lot in this color combination, and I really hope they come out with something else in this color combination that's big and bold, like the Sea Hunter 3, because, you know, I just love that color. And so that's this next one here. This is, I mean, one of my favorite watches in my collection. It really is. It's probably one of my most favorite, it's my second favorite Grand Arsenal that I have. It was my first, but the one I'm going to show you in a little bit here, I just won it over. And here it is here. And it's a very subtle difference. You have your rose tone down the middle, which is mirror polished. And of course you have your yellow tone on the sides in a brushed finish. Rose tone bezel. And then you can see the difference between the rose tone bezel and the mirror polished yellow tone. Here's the side of the case. It's a very subtle difference, but this watch just screams gold on gold. Now, one thing about this one here, you can see that these little protectors here, these little rubber things I told you about, this one's done in kind of a light gray, same as the other watch, the silver one. You know, it would have been kind of nice if they did this one here in something that matched the watch a little better. Maybe like a yellow tone, something like that. But either way, it doesn't look bad at all. But this is one thing they kind of do on these watches. I wish they would kind of, I guess, color coordinate them a little more, or maybe even do that in a steel and not the rubber. But it's a very small, you know, gripe I have with the watch. All right, let me go ahead and throw that one on the wrist. Again, this watch is just gold on gold. I mean, this is the gaudiest watch that I own. Well, it's pretty close to the gaudiest watch I own. And you know what? I friggin' love it. I just absolutely love this color combination of watch. And every time I wear this one, I just love it. You can see it by the video. It's very, very, very subtle. But you could see it in person. It's the subtle difference, okay? Wonderful. I mean, I even thought about getting another one of these just in yellow tone. Okay, so let me put that one away here. Oh, model number this one here. This is going to be a tough one to find too, folks, if you want this one. This one is model number 16027. So, liking the two-tone so much, they had a sale on this next one I'm going to show you. And this one here is... And a lot of these, some of these watches have different movements. Some of them have the retrograde day of the week. Other ones just have a, I like this one here. It's got the wheel, one of the wheels right here, or your bear with me, guys. I don't know how to say all this stuff here, but basically one of the markers here is your day of the week. It just kind of snaps around. The retrograde one kind of snaps back once you get to Sunday. That's one of my favorite ones in this watch. I'll show you the difference in a little bit here. This one's done with the rose tone and silver stainless. And this one here is done in a baby blue mother of pearl face, which is I love mother of pearl. I really like when they do stuff like that. It really makes the watch pop. One watch I'll show you this next one too, actually, in a second here. Okay, so this model number here is 15831, rose tone and silver. And sometimes you can find these watches in different model numbers, and sometimes they'll have the silver on the outside and the rose in the middle. They make so many different color combinations. I mean... Alright, so here it is on the wrist as well. And some have the exhibition window, some don't. I think that a lot of times, you know, folks will tell me, oh, why would you put an exhibition window on a quartz watch? Well, yeah, I mean, I get that. You know, you're not really seeing much. I mean, I'll show you. You're just seeing, you know, the rod, the movement. It's not really much to look at. But I think a lot of times they just, you know, I mean, they either have, you know, why produce, let's say you're going to produce, the silver one I showed doesn't have the exhibition window, but why produce, you know, or tool up to produce backs for a watch for 2 different watches if most of the time you're, you know, maybe it's just easier to produce the exhibition window. Maybe it's cheaper. You know, who knows? Using less stainless and a piece of glass in there. I'm not really sure, but what's the difference? It has it, right? Who cares? From the back of your friggin' wrist anyway. I do wish they would do something a little nicer on the exhibition window, though, since we're on that subject. Like the Sea Hunter and the Noma 5, they kind of do like a decorative... the Sea Hunter has a furnace blue propeller, which is a really nice touch. The Noma 5 kind of has this lattice work in there. It's pretty nice. Alright, so after that, I kind of cooled it for a little while, but then my wonderful girlfriend got me this watch. And I had my eye on it for a while, and I've been wanting a black watch forever. And I bought one. It was an excursion. I ended up returning because I was like, you know, it just doesn't do anything for me. It just looks like a black watch. Nothing wrong with a black watch or like a G-Shock, but I'm a little more flashy than that. I just didn't, you know, so I sent it back. And I saw this one, I had my eye on it for a while, and she surprised me for Christmas, for my birthday, excuse me, and got me this one. And this is my favorite Grand Arsenal that I have. This is a breathtaking watch. And this one here is done in all black, mirror polished black coating, okay? with the abalone face. I mean, this watch, this is probably my most favorite watch in my collection. I can't, oh, God, I love it. I'm wearing this one today. Exhibition window on the back with the abalone on there. I mean, this thing just like, it sparkles almost like it's diamonds. It's so amazing. I mean, all black mirror polishing. Everything about this watch just blends together perfectly. I love this watch. This is, well, I can't tell you how much, obviously, I mean, I'm rambling on. This watch is amazing. All right, model number on this one here is your 21876, I believe. It's hard to see here. Yeah, 21876. Again, done in the natural tone abalone. The one I told you about that I wanted to get that I kind of dropped the ball on was this watch, of course, mirror polished with a dyed, like I said, purple or red abalone. I probably would have got the red. And this is a natural color, so this is not dyed. That's how abalone naturally looks. You know, and the thing about a black watch, you know, just in my opinion, a black watch doesn't pop. A black is very, like they say, slimming. So black watches never look as big. And so that was kind of an issue for me to want to get a black watch. So for me to have a black watch, it has to have something that really pops. And I will say, there is a Jason Taylor edition Thunderbolt that I like that's all black. It has the big, huge rose tone pushers and crown and big, huge rose tone cabling. That one is something that kind of, I can compare this, whereas this, you know, if this was all black and didn't just had a black face, yeah, it would still be pretty, but what really knocks this thing out of the park is the fact it's all black, it's big, and then you have this beautiful face behind it that just, I mean, just really pops. Now, I think if they ever did this one in like a all black with a black spinal bezel and black spinal diamond face, that would be an amazing color combo in this particular watch, and I'd have to get that one as well. There it is, my favorite watch. And not because it's just a gift, it's a friggin' breathtaking watch. All right, and then so on to the next one here. My wonderful girlfriend picked me up for Christmas, surprised me with an Aragon Savant watch with the black spinal and abalone. And she wasn't sure I was going to like it, and the sweetheart went out and wanted me to be happy and went out and just got me another Grand Arsenal she picked up. And this one here is done, because I didn't have anything like this, in the black. She knew I was kind of getting involved in some of the black watches. This is done naturally, as you can see, black and stainless steel. And this is a fantastic watch as well. And she picked me up a bracelet to go with it, and it looks friggin' awesome. And here's the way I talked about the retrograde day of the week. When it gets to Sunday, this watch, this particular arrow snaps back. So it ticks all the way to Sunday and then back. Oh, sorry. Saturday. Saturday midnight snaps back to Sunday. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw that one on the wrist. I mean, pretty awesome, right? Okay, and let's go to my the final Grand Arsenal, the most recent one that I picked up, purchased myself. It was not a gift from the girlfriend this time. This one here, it was such a great deal, and you know, it's a Jason Taylor edition, which normally you pay more for those, but this was such a fantastic deal. I had to get it, and I just, you know, I wanted another one in my collection, and so I got it. This one actually is done in a black and blue, and this one here actually has, yeah, this is my only disappointment with this watch. I really got this one because it has the black mother of pearl face. I've been wanting black mother of pearl face watch forever, and I was like, all right, this has got the blue and black. The price, I got this for like $198. I mean, super deal. Jason Taylor edition, blue lugs. I mean, great color combination, black and blue. Just an awesome looking watch, just something different that I didn't have. And I was like, awesome, black mother of pearl face. But as you can see, you won't even see it by the video. And honestly, in person, the mother of pearl in this thing here is so... I mean, maybe I got a bad one, but this is a shitty piece of mother of pearl. Because I've seen black mother of pearl, and the thing just changes color. It's got that iridescence to it. And this one here is the only disappointment with this one here is that the face, it just looks like a matte black face. And that's not really... I kept it, you know, I was like, all right, fine, but I just really wish that mother of pearl is nicer, and I kind of regret maybe sending it back and maybe swapping it out for another one, but I got it now, and I still wear it, I still like it. Now, the only negative thing I have to say about this, guys, and I want to point this out, is that of all my Invicta watches I have no problems with any of the plating coming off. No problems whatsoever. With the exception of this one here. And I will say that this is the only Invicta watch I have where some of the blue on this, I don't know if it's anodized or what it is actually coming off a little bit. And it doesn't do that on any of the gold-plated ones, and it doesn't do it on any of the black-plated ones. Some reason, maybe just whatever they use for this blue just doesn't really adhere too well, or once again, maybe I just got a bad one. Nonetheless, I still like the watch. It's not so bad where it pisses me off or anything like that. I mean, it was a great deal, and it's still a fantastic watch. But it would make me wonder buying anything with plated in any kind of the colors, because like I said, maybe the other ones they use here is plating process. You're actually using 18 karat gold or metal to go on metal, whereas this, I'm not sure what they use. Some kind of coating they put on there, and maybe it just doesn't really like to adhere or last as well as actually metal does. Or just maybe I got one where it wasn't as thick. Either way, guys, these are not like $8,000 watches. They're Invictas, $198. I mean, go like I always say, go into the mall, see what you get for that. You ain't gonna get anything even close to this. But like I said, I give you guys honest reviews here, so I would just be a little careful in buying anything with plating on it that is not of, I guess, either the black or because the rest of the watch is fine. It's just the blue. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. If I ever see one I like, I generally don't like plated colored watches. You know what I mean? With the exception of the black ones, the other ones I'm not really too into. And just for the hell of it, I'll go ahead and show you the biggest watch that Invicta makes. This one here is your Sea Hunter, and this is just a tank. It's got the size of the Grand Arsenal, the 58 millimeters, just to the bezel. Of course, this thing, the crown protector is so big, it takes up to 73. But of course, it's just the thickness of the watch is absolutely amazing. So I won't go into that one too much. So there you go, guys. Oh, and I'm sorry, I totally forgot to tell you guys what the model number was on the blue one. If you're interested, this one here is still available. You can get this one for about $300. 23132, and I didn't throw it on the wrist, guys. I'm sorry. There you go. It's a subtle blue. From a distance, it almost looks just like an old black watch, but nonetheless, I still like it. All right. So I told you that one there. Let me go back to the other one my girlfriend got me here. This one here, the black and silver. This one here is model number 0339 in this one here. Well, there you have it, folks. My collection of Grand Arsenal watches by Invicta. One more for that collection. I'll do that video once I fill that slot with another one. Who knows what they're going to come out with down the road. They also made one. I wish I would have got it instead of going to the casino. They do make one of these in a full automatic, all mirror polished silver tone with about 3 carats of diamonds on the whole face and bezel, and that one was going for about $1,400. A lot to kind of rationalize for a watch you can get for $199, so that's quite a price difference, but you're paying for the stones, so I couldn't really rationalize it, but it was a pretty nice looking watch, and it did sell out. So, well, once again, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have any more, I guess, requests, feel free to send them my way. Sometimes you guys request watches that I don't have. I don't have access to everything. I just have access to what I buy and what sometimes my friends will buy, and I do a review on them. When I buy a watch, though, it gets reviewed, and I'm doing a lot more side-by-side comparisons you'll see more of. But I just wanted to do that request there because I think it was kind of a cool video to see all the Grand Arsenals, a couple different combinations there side-by-side. So, once again, guys, subscribe to the channel if you like the content. If you want to purchase any of these, check the links in the description. Help support the channel. If you make any purchases through eBay or Amazon, do it through my links and through my website. That does help to support the channel, and I do appreciate it. If you don't want to do that, that's fine, too. Just go ahead and enjoy the videos. Let me know what you think. If you have any kind of experiences or comments about this stuff, I'm all ears. If they're negative comments, though, just remember, they're never posted. The world never sees them. Constructive ones are okay, but not hating comments, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, guys, what else? Find us on Facebook, Phatkat Collections. Be part of the wrist shot action. And as always, you guys have a wonderful day, and thanks again for your support. Take care.